Welcome to A Brief History of the Past. I'm Kaelan Burrows and today we're exploring the history of gingerbread. Well, what's there to explore? It's bread made by gingers, isn't it? That's why I'll never touch this stuff. They're not getting my soul. I would like to apologise to any gingers that might be watching. It's not your fault you're evil. You're just born that way. I would like to apologise for my previous apology. Gingers are not evil or trying to steal my soul. You know I don't believe that. Gingerbread is a sweet treat synonymous with the holiday season, but its origins go way back and was very different than how we know it today. One of the key ingredients in gingerbread is ginger, which I've been recently informed is not people. Apparently gingerbread is not made by or out of gingers. Ginger root, which is where the spice comes from, was first used in ancient China for medicinal purposes. It was later spread to Europe and very popular as a spice for masking the flavour and odour of preserved or decaying meat. Decaying meat? As in rotting? Long before it was a holiday treat used for decorating, early versions of gingerbread can be traced back to ancient Egypt and Greece, where it was used in ceremonies. Wish the Church of England would get on board with that. Gingerbread body of Christ? I'd take two.
Logical.
Early gingerbreads, which were actually more of a paste, were used to ease indigestion and other stomach ailments. In fact, even today, ginger is still used as an ailment for nausea. Makes sense. But it came in handy when trying to choke down rotting meat. We got any ginger on hand?
If you're gonna spew into this.
Gingerbread would make its way to Europe in the 11th century when Crusaders brought ginger back with them from the Middle East. Originally, it was reserved for the wealthy until later on when spices became more affordable and gingerbread really caught on. When spices were still high-end, do you think there were scammers selling knockoff spices in the streets? Oi! You want to get some spices? Yeah, what you got? I got pepper, saffron, ginger, Chinese 4-spice. You mean 5-spice? Yeah, that's what I said. Early European gingerbread recipes included ground almonds, stale breadcrumbs, rose water, sugar, and it goes without saying, ginger. Now this mixture was a paste that would be pressed into wooden moulds. Later on, in the 16th century, the English would replace the breadcrumbs with flour. They would also add eggs and additional sweeteners to make a lighter product. Is this before or after Henry VIII was trying to use ginger to build an immunity to the plague? Henry VIII. Now there's a man who really hated gingers, am I right? Oh wait. Oh, he was murdering his wife. That's not funny at all. Rest in peace, Catherine Howard. Rest in peace.
In the arms of the angel.
Early ginger biscuits were hard and decorated with flat white icing or gold leaf. They were often shaped like animals or royals, and they were very popular at medieval festivals throughout Europe. The very first gingerbread man... Well, that's not very PC, is it? You better have a talk with the writer. The very first gingerbread person is attributed to Queen Elizabeth I when she had biscuits made and decorated to resemble foreign dignitaries visiting her court. The entire wealth of the crown, and that's what she presented? What a crap gift. Oh, thank you. It's a cookie that looks vaguely like me. This royal line ain't gonna last. Do you think she's really a virgin? Gingerbread became so popular at medieval festivals that gingerbread fairs became a thing. The gingerbread biscuits, or cookies, served at these festivals would be shaped and decorated for the season, with things like flowers in the spring and birds in the fall. The intricately decorated gingerbread would become synonymous with all things fancy in England. Yeah, that tracks. I can't think of anything more aristocratic than decorating biscuits with gold.
Treasure bath! I'm going to have a treasure bath! Treasure bath!
While the more fancy decorations were associated with the rich, the fairs and festivals allowed the general public to get in on the fun. One popular tradition was for unmarried women to eat cookies shaped like potential husbands in hopes of finding a real suitor. That sounds about right, ladies. Find a man, get your hands on him, then bite his head off. I haven't dated in a while. As most people well know, the shapes of gingerbread didn't stop at people. One of the most popular holiday traditions of today is making gingerbread houses. This is believed to have been started in Germany in the 16th century and then popularised when the tale of Hansel and Gretel was released by the Brothers Grimm, though it's not known if the houses were popular from the story or the other way around. Why would that story make gingerbread houses popular? Hey kids, you remember the story I told you about the confectionery house in the woods where the witch tried to eat the children? Yeah. Happy Christmas! Gingerbread houses really caught on in Germany and later in America, where in more recent years they've taken it to an extreme. In 2013, the Traditions Club in Bryan, Texas set the world record for the largest gingerbread house ever built. The house was 60 feet long, 42 feet wide and 20 feet at its highest point. It required a building permit and real contractors and roofers using 7,200 eggs, 7,200 pounds of flour, 1,800 pounds of butter, 3,000 pounds of brown sugar, 225 gallons of molasses and over 22,000 pieces of candy decorations in order to be constructed. Apparently after construction, the house attracted over 2,000 bees. Yeah, well, and other insects too, I imagine. That's why you don't build a real house out of gingerbread. What's that? It actually had a wooden foundation with a gingerbread overlay? Oh, well, I didn't know the Guinness Book of World Records honoured cheaters.
Touché.
Gingerbread was such an important thing to medieval Europe that gingerbread baking guilds were established in a number of countries in the 17th century and remained in effect until the late 18th century. During this period, gingerbread was not allowed to be made in the home except on holidays like Christmas and Easter, with exclusive rights going to professional gingerbread bakers. Well, that seems like a difficult thing to police. Oi! You've been baking illegal gingerbread? No! Why do you ask? Because it's the only house that don't currently smell like rotting meat. Gingerbread made its way to the Americas through English colonists, with the gingerbread house tradition being brought over later via German immigrants. In America, molasses was added to the recipe as it was cheaper than sugar and resulted in a softer cake. The treat caught on quick and was even sometimes used as a way to sway Virginia voters from one candidate to another. That must be how Trump won his election.
Hello, thank you for coming. I'd like to start by answering the question that's on everyone's mind. Yes, this is real life. This is really happening.
Gingerbread was so popular in the States that it featured 3 separate recipes, including the softer version, in the first American cookbook, American Cookery by Amelia Simmons. I mean, look, this is all fine and well, but when do we get to the important stuff, you know? Like the tale of the gingerbread man. What? Who are you calling a gingerbread boy? The Gingerbread Man, or Gingerbread Boy as it was originally called, is a chain tale that was first printed in St. Nicholas magazine in May of 1875 and features a childless old woman who bakes a gingerbread man that leaps from her oven and runs away. The old woman, her husband and some local farm workers give chase but are unable to catch him. Yeah, you show 'em, Gingerbread Man. Boy. Whatever. What's the line? You can't catch me on the gingerbread... What? Well, of course I know how this story ends. He gets away and he runs off to Hollywood where he gets to be in big movies like Shrek. What? He gets caught and eaten by a fox and cries as he's slowly devoured. Well, that went to an unexpectedly dark place.
You're a monster!
There you have it, everyone. A brief history on gingerbread. If you want more holiday history, you should check out my video on the history of candy canes. Let me know in the comments below if you've ever hired a construction crew to build a gingerbread house. Happy holidays, everyone, and I'll see you all in the future. You know, if I were a cat, this would be a real problem right now. If you enjoyed this video, please consider giving it a like and a share. Don't forget to subscribe and click that bell icon to be notified when more Brief History of the Past videos go up. Thanks everyone.